Welcome back everyone. In this video, I traveled to Preston with my teammate Solical, Typhi and Red to compete in the NWBBL Wildcard Tournament playing in the Infinity Stadium. This was a single bay, 3 different combo format. The winner of this tournament would automatically qualify for the League Finals. So you already know me and the team weren't going to miss out on this one. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe for more like this. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. So I decided to open up with Dragoon on 960 wedge. This was obviously my least secure combo. I literally had made it maybe 10 minutes prior to this tournament starting. So I had no idea what to expect. I just told myself to pull hard and hope for the best. And as you can see here, got pocket jump and got a very, very lovely over finish here to start off with 2 points. Very happy with that. And as a result of that game plan going well, I also had planned having my 450 kick as my number 2 in the event that my wedge combo didn't work. I wanted to leave my level combo at the back end in case all hell went loose. But as you can see here, I started off amazingly well, getting the burst finish, opening the tournament with a 4-0 win. Alright, going into round 2 after a 4-0 win, I was feeling very, very confident, but also not getting too ahead of myself. Obviously, it could have just been luck, and I had a very minimal experience in the Infinity Stadium, so obviously just trying to keep my head on a swivel and just ensure that I go into this match with the same game plan, launch hard, and hope for the best, really. I could count on me to Dragoon pocket jumping in the Infinity Stadium, but yeah, the Infinity Stadium is a lot of fun, guys. It was a lot of fun. There being no X or B side made this very interesting because it then meant launch tech, the rabbit hole went very deep, but I didn't have enough time to figure that out, so I really just winged it. And as you'll see here, Dragoon on wedge, holding its own really, really well, looking real stable, getting an absolute big 3 points. I was very happy with that. Again, the wedge combo was carrying, it was hard carrying for me at this point. 3 up and can't complain. But we went on to the 450 kick combo, which at this point I realized was probably the weakest instead of the wedge combo. And yeah, in this match you'll see it definitely was the weakest of my 3. That 450 is just mush, it's not a very great one, and the lower height on Dragoon doesn't make it that good, if we're being honest. It did catch the roll very, very nicely, but as you'll see here, I ended up burning out all my stamina and losing spin finish to Phoenix Wing, which was on, I believe, 160 elevate or 360. But again, not too bad. Lose by 1 point, still very much in the game. But it's the Infinity Stadium and I was very terrified, you know, because there's 2 extreme pockets, there's 4 over pockets. Like I was, you know, the game is not done. But an all reliable Dragoon 770 level up against Phoenix Wing on 160 dot. Again, launched well and I was confident that I was going to get the points, and that is exactly what happened here. Going into round 3 after 2 wins, no losses, and only conceding 1 point so far. You know, I was, again, this time now the confidence is starting to settle in a bit more. I've found my groove, understood what my strongest combos are, what my weakest combo is. So yeah, going into this match, I was facing a Golem Rock, which I have not played against in forever. If you guys know, this used to be my ace bay when it first dropped out. Unfortunately, fell off the meta really quickly, but the time I had with it was special. Yeah, playing against it in Infinity felt nice, felt like a real great callback to some good times I had with that Beyblade. And it almost ruined me pretty badly in the beginning actually, almost getting that over finish, but luckily Meteor Dragoon, being the clutch babe that it is, got out, but deservedly I ended up losing this point, I believe. And to be honest, again, if you're gonna lose by 1 point, especially that early on in the match, wasn't mad at all. So for the first time, my wedge combo failed to get a point. Not the end of the world, but moving on to what was my weakest bay throughout the entire tournament, didn't feel me that much confidence. But I went up against a 980 ball combo, or free ball I believe. And as you'll see here, got a great launch here and get a beautiful burst. But immediately after I burst, and that mushy 450 was not filling me with a lot of confidence. Got the 2 points, was happy, you know, I'm leading in the game, but in terms of the implications for the rest of the tournament, that 450 was not it. Absolutely not it. But it was what it was, and you know, it was all just about taking my chances, really. But I had my all reliable 770 level at the very end to secure me this match. And you know, Infinity Stadium, there's a lot of that can happen, and in this matchup, the predictable ended up happening. Got my 2 points to close out the game, 4-1, 3-0, undefeated in the tournament. Couldn't have asked for a better start to a tournament where I needed to win and qualify to get to the Northwest Beyblade League Victors Final. I'm going to round 4, and unfortunately, this is where I would taste defeat for the first time in this tournament. Was not completely mad at this matchup, and my opponent made it very difficult for me, especially as I went from playing one of my previous ace blades to playing my more current ace blade, Mummy Curse. My opponent had it on, I believe, 180 LR. This was ruled a mid-air, by the way, so unfortunately that pocket jump did not count. As cool as it looked, it did not count. But my opponent was playing 180 on Mummy Curse, and surprisingly did very, 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 very well. The additional height just made it really difficult to play against. It was just stuffing the hits from Meteor Dragoon and maintaining stability and stamina. I may have to revisit this particular height for Mummy, as it could be more beneficial in standing 3-on-3 and for just dealing with attackers. Again, as you can see here, my most trusted combo just being dealt with. And I think that was the sign that I was probably going to lose this game, because I really was not expecting to lose that matchup at all. As you can see there, yeah, the 180 low rush, getting the spin finish against my all reliable, and then I had to rely on that 450 kick, which you see here, as I said before, was not doing me any favors, and I took an absolute disgusting trip into the extreme and lost 4-0. First loss, whitewashed, not the end of the world, but not great either.
Any changes?
So we come to round 5. Now, in spite of the fact that I went 3 wins and 1 losses, my boost shots wasn't very good. So where a 3-2 would have very likely got me into top cut, in this scenario, it was not going to get me to top cut. This was a must-win game against the host of this tournament, Pizza Man. Shout out to him, using the new and improved Aero Pegasus updated mode, additional weight, and again, off that first rip, I knew I was in for a serious game. They went and made one of the best Beyblades in the game even better, and I was just, of course, you know, in a do or die match, I have to face the final boss of Beyblades in the Aero Pegasus. But, you know, couldn't do much other than just launch hard and hope for the best. This time my trusted level combo secures me very, very necessary 2 points to keep myself in this match.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. This is why the 61, right?
What bit you got?
Point.
That's a spicy point. 3, 2, 1, shoot!
My 450 kick, again, not having filled me with a great deal of confidence in this tournament, going up against Aero on low orb, and surprisingly, I ended up being on the better end of this match. However, I don't expect that would have happened if Aero was on a combo, like a more balanced bit or an attack bit. I think it would have absolutely won this. But for me, was not complaining. I luckily got the spin finisher, despite the fact that it seemed for a moment I wouldn't get it. That 450 just happened to disable the Aero, but 3-2 going into the reshuffle, I knew this was the game-deciding moment. And I really just had to trust in my gut that he was going to play, my opponent was going to play his strongest combo, and I knew that I would have to match that and play my strongest combo. So as you can see there, both level v level matches, 160 level versus 770 level, and this is how it went.
Oh, I think you got it. You got it.
Just getting the half spin to win my much needed game, going 4-1 in Swiss and securing my spot in top cup. So we go into the first round of top 8, where it's a single elim facing an Impact Drake, which gave me a whole heap of problems in this match, I'll tell you that much. My goodness, this was an absolute roller coaster of emotions. I threw out my Dragoon 770 level and it performed really well until it didn't. Just falling into the extreme, just when it looked like I was gonna get spin finished, my opponent gets 2 points. And yeah, if you thought this was bad, it just gets way worse. You know, complete RNG moment there. I try, you know, it's really difficult when these things happen, especially when it's the first launch, but it was a game to 7, so in my mind I was like, it's not over yet, right? It's not over. And then I had to use my 450 kick, and then this happened. Just simple burst. My opponent goes up 4 points to nothing in the space of about 30 seconds. My teammates in the back laughing at me, noticing how stressed I am. Shout out to Solly, by the way. But yeah, I was just, again, this was very scary territory because we're in the Infinity Stadium and anything could happen. And all my opponent needed was 3 points. With the 960 LR against my wedge combo, I was just, it wasn't looking very good for me, but luckily for me, my wedge combo came in clutch. Got the spin finish, keeping myself in the game luckily. Going to the reshuffle, I knew this was the make or break moment. I knew I had to get my reshuffles absolutely perfect. One wrong move and it was going to be out of the tournament for me. It was going to be nights out, and yeah, it wasn't going to look good. But I anticipated that he'd probably play his defense combo first, leaving his more secure attacking combo towards the back end. And yeah, I called that correctly. And as you can see here, that call paid off.
All good. Right. Bell. You ready? I can't do it. Okay. So I'm going to have to do it. 3, 2, 1.
getting the over finish, putting the game at 4-3, game on, closing that 4-point gap that my opponent had so early on in the game. Again, now it was game on. I was confident that momentum was beginning to swing in my direction. I put my level combo second, hoping to get more than just a spin finish here, but unfortunately I didn't. Just managed to get a good old spin finish after pocket jumping twice. Again, wanted more, but I will not say no to winning a point at the very least. But going into that final bay, I was absolutely shaking. My opponent had 960 LR as their third, going up against my 450 kick, which was already known to be mush. And in my mind, I thought this was absolutely the moment that I was going to lose. I was just not looking forward to this moment. And as you can see here, exactly what I thought would happen. Just burst finish again. My opponent, match point going into the reshuffle. It was just, again, my opponent made this very, very difficult. Impact Drake was giving me an absolute nightmare. But at this point, it was anyone's game. My opponent was far more in a better position than I was. But, you know, I've been in these positions before, and I decided to go with my gut and just put my strongest combo, anticipating that my opponent would do the same. If I couldn't win it here, I knew I wanted my second best combo second. And as you'll see here, I left with 2 points, putting the game 6-6, down to the wire, match point, onto my second best combo in this deck, which was the wedge combo. And having seen that my opponent was going for their stationary build as well on the taller high, I was quite confident that I was going to win this match now. After having been 4 points down, this is what happened. Spin finish, winning my first round, going into the semi-finals, but unfortunately I forgot to record that game. So unfortunately, we just skipped over to the finals, where I had to play my teammate Typhi. Great scenario where the entire team came out and half of the team made it to the finals. It was a great outcome. Really and truly, we both wanted to win this, but we both knew, like, it was just like, leave it all out there, have fun. You know, there's nobody else I would rather want to play against, like, you know, in the finals. If I'm playing my teammates, perfect. You know, it's a win-win situation. But this match, guys, was absolutely epic. My matches with Ty have always been epic, but in this stadium, you'll see it was just absolute back and forth action. Both of us on Meteor Dragoon. I ended up getting the better end. When he jumped out, I thought I was good. He jumps out, and then I get the pocket right back, getting my 2 points. And yeah, great start against my teammate, who is very, very good player. I knew this game was far from done. Far from done.
He's hungry. He's hungry for it. I was like, oh, I'm happy. Am I really happy for you? Like, but yeah, that's
Am I really happy for you?
I was like, yes, this guy didn't get 2 points. I was like, but then I don't get 2 points.
3, 2, 1, shoot!
Unfortunately, there was no contact, so this got ruled a reshoot. Unfortunately for me, I could have gone 5 points up if we had a bit of contact, but after all that time, nothing. So Ty ended up leaving very, very happy after that moment. And you'll see he was much, much more happier than me after that result, because this time around got contact and he got the quick extreme finish, putting himself in the lead.
I needed the reaction. Okay.
3, 2, 1, shoot!
So 3-2 down, and I have to rely on my 450 kick to somehow turn this result around. And unfortunately, as the weakest bay in my deck of 3, that did not happen for me. And after getting a really big hit there and having hope, unfortunately that got taken away from me because I got sent into the over pocket, tie going up 5 points to 2. And similar to my match in the first round of Top Cut, it just was not looking very good. And I knew that the reshuffle was going to be king here, and that was what was going to win me the game. Because there's only so much of a gap you can let really good bladers have, but until it's like you just can't catch up. Luckily for me, however, I chose right in this matchup, putting my 770 level against Ty's 160 level. That extra stability proved very necessary because I was able to get a spin finish.
Why is it matter?
I have no idea. It should be attack, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
But this time I had to go up against a really good combo in the 770 zap against Wedge, and that did not go very well. Almost gets sent into the pocket. I almost put him in the pocket. He jumps out, going back and forth, and as you can see there, he gets a spin finish, and he's currently at match point in the finals. And once again, that 450 kick combo was what I had to rely upon in this moment in time. So I was just not confident whatsoever, but I decided I'm just going to pull hard, hope for the best. And as you see here,
Just remember, you're both winners, you know.
I think that way. I'm chilling.
I got the extreme finish to tie the game. 6-6 going into the reshuffle, the final point against my teammate. This was a match of emotions, back and forths, and it all came down to one choice, one bay of choice.
Yeah, have a little reset.
Good.
3, 2, 1, shoot!
Absolute cinema, absolute cinema. And there you have it. I qualified for the Northwest Beyblade League Victors Final. Guys, this was an insane tournament. Again, from what felt like ill preparation on my end before the tournament started and having to just figure it out in the moment, how to launch, techniques, everything just on the feet. This was a difficult tournament, but yeah, a fun one nonetheless. The Infinity Stadium, it has its charm, but I would definitely say the standard BX10 is still my preferred stadium. The Infinity, close second, definitely. But yeah, if you guys made it this far, I appreciate the support regardless. Keeps me going. You guys have no idea what it means to me for you guys to be supporting these videos. I have a ton of fun making them, and I take a lot of joy knowing that you enjoy them. So yeah, if you made it this far, once again, leave a like and comment. Subscribe if you haven't done that already. And until the next time, guys, peace out.